Hi, everyone. I'm Charlene Shirk. Welcome to this episode of Digital Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today from Sarasota, Florida, is Tony Stanol from Global Recruiters of Sarasota. Tony, thank you so much for joining us today on Digital Champions.
Yeah, hi, Charlene. Thanks for having me.
So I'm looking forward to hearing more about what are you doing at Global Recruiters of Sarasota?
I'm a headhunter, Charlene. I find talent for ad agencies from coast to coast. I'm a former ad guy myself from New York. I worked at some of the big blue chip agencies like BBDO, FCB, and JWT, and did some global work. And about 14 years ago now, I started a recruiting firm in Los Angeles. At the time, it was called Global Recruiters of Calabasas, which, if you know the town Calabasas, it's home of the Kardashians. We moved to Sarasota about 7 years ago and renamed the place, but have been still carrying on recruiting for agencies, having some people working with me as executive recruiters as well. And we work up and down the food chain and from mid-level to senior levels at agencies, every conceivable title.
And talk to me a little bit about the recruiting process. What is the problem that your clients are coming to you to solve for them?
Well, I got to tell you, this year it's a talent feeding frenzy. I've been receiving more contracts than ever. We're busier than ever. And that's a result of, I think, the backlash during 2020. I can't say it was quite that busy. A lot of people were furloughed or laid off from ad agencies. And agencies, quite honestly, didn't want to hear from external recruiting resources like my firm. So, I marketed myself. I published a lot of articles in Ad Age and elsewhere. And slowly the business came back, and it came roaring back in 2021. It was, one of my best years ever. And the problem is there is not enough supply of good talent there, and that's why we are hired to find specific employees for ad agencies, whether it's a digital planning chief or an account director. So when they're having a hard time finding it themselves, they generally try to do that because there is a fee for our services, but they find that they're leaving money on the table very often if there's a position that's left open.
All right. And time is money, and you're saving them a lot of time by, vetting these folks and presenting these folks. So what caught my interest too, Tony, is you said, in 2021, people were getting laid off left and right. Then now it's 2020, now 2021, it's coming back. So now that we're in 2022, how are you forecasting the market for, this year and possibly into next year?
Well, there doesn't seem to be an end in sight to the hiring. I think there's something very interesting sociologically happened during the pandemic, and that is people started to rethink their lives. You see it in the real estate market, too, where houses are selling well above asking price the same day they're listed and with multiple backup offers. And so people are saying, I don't need to live in this little apartment in Hell's Kitchen in New York. I could live in the Catskills, or God forbid, come down here to Florida. So they're rethinking where they live, and their jobs too. They're calling it the Great Resignation. People are just like bailing out from working or rethinking what they do. So there's a lot of movement going on. Ad agencies, I think, are particularly hard hit because it's a tough business. Clients are asking agencies to do more with less. Procurement is really squeezing revenue and profit out of agencies, and so it's a tough job. It's a semi-glamorous business because you think you'll be in the limelight with doing commercials or digital content, but it's hard work, and I think agencies have not been as kind to their employees over the years as they maybe could have been.
Tony, preach. Well, we're going to wrap it up here, and we do want to share with our folks that Tony is going to be joining us here on dailyadbrief.com as one of our hosts in February. And Tony, we're looking forward to that.
Great. I am too. Thank you, Charlene.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And if you'd like to learn more about what Tony is doing over at Global Recruiters of Sarasota, you can check him out on dailyadbrief.com. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Digital Champions. I'm your host, Charlene Shirk, and we look forward to learning something new with you next time.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.